It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to shows and read reviews online at wcbe.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And I'm Kevin Carr.
And this is It's Movie Time.
It is.
Now, Kevin, Kajillionaire.
Yes!
What kind of, not only is the title weird, how about the movie?
Well, the title's like a Richie Rich comic book name. But the movie's not at all like a Richie Rich. It's like the inverse of a Richie Rich. It's quirky and bizarre.
Yeah, quirky is the operative word.
There seems to be this renaissance of movies, a lot of particularly independent films, that have a feel like it's a 90s independent film. This really felt like it was some 90s era independent film that didn't star anybody knew.
Well, it does star Deborah Winger.
I know.
I mean,
I didn't even realize who that was until the end.
Oh my gosh, it took me a while.
Yeah, and she's shown up in a bunch of stuff recently,
I know that. And Richard Jenkins, who I like a lot.
He's great in everything he does.
And Evan Rachel Wood.
Yep, she plays the lead character, I guess you could say.
And what's she about?
Well, she's done a lot of stuff. I mean, she, of course, she's playing very much against type in this one. She's playing this very obscure and weird. They're sort of like this tramp family that runs around and basically they're vultures. They just feed off of whatever they can get and steal and scam.
The three of them are low-level grifters.
Very low.
They are definitely below any grifter radar.
Yeah.
And they pull these small scams that are outrageous.
And that's literally how they live.
I know.
And they're bizarre too. I mean, like Richard Jenkins, his character, he has some weird quirks to him. But Deborah Winger and Evan Rachel Wood, they're dressed like they're from, you know, the Amish community. They even make a joke at one point. They thought they were Amish.
Yeah.
Because they have these long dresses, this long hair, and it's framed themselves in this very bizarre setting, to the point that Evan Rachel Wood, who's a very beautiful woman, and often plays that attractive character, she's really
not so
dulled herself down. I mean, at times I think almost too much. I think she's trying at times a little too hard.
She's got this baggy workout outfit or something.
Yeah.
That sweatsuit on.
Yeah.
Baggy thing.
Tracksuit of some sort.
Two or three people.
Yeah.
And the light of this, though, the stranger who comes in, played by Gina Rodriguez.
Gina Rodriguez, Jane the Virgin.
Yeah.
From, I mean, that's been a while since she's been on that show, but that's how I always remember her from that.
She's a cutie pie, and she comes in, she kind of breaks into to the three of them and ingratiates herself and becomes a grifter as well with them.
And she's basically got kind of the same goals, is to just scam money off of people. She's not as much of a total war type thing. They'll go in and they'll clean whatever they can out. Where she's like, well, let's pick and choose. But she's also sort of like the opposite side visually of them. She's vibrant and beautiful and sexual and attractive, and she uses that much to her advantage.
Yes, right.
And when they get there, when they first meet her, you can see that there's a spark. But ultimately, these people aren't to be trusted with anything.
and Kevin, they're not very bright. I'm thinking that they're flying between L.A. and New York, which would be a cost equivalent to what they're trying to get, the $1,500 for their rent.
Yeah. Well, but I think they said earlier that they had plane tickets. They somehow end up getting vouchers. Like when they go to steal stuff, they don't just steal money. They figure out what they can do with it, and then they try to barter things. And the reality is there are people like this.
Yeah, of course, living from day to day and trying to sell whatever they can find, get, or steal. And I love the image of the three of them going underneath so that the landlord doesn't see them.
Yes, yeah. There's a wall that they have to sneak around to get home.
And how about that landlord?
Yeah, he's an interesting character too. That's what I did like about this movie is they always tell an actor there are no small roles, there are only small actors. And this one really is. Even if you have this one-off role, you can do a lot with it. Either underplay it, like this one character that they try and scam, this masseuse, or you can overplay some weird quirk like the landlord. So it certainly is a rogues gallery of interesting people.
And then you have the Evan Rachel Wood character taking $20 to go sit in for a lady in the prenatal
Yes.
conference.
I never quite, that's the thing, they run these scams so quickly and it goes by, I never understand exactly why they have to do some of them, but they work.
Well, getting to 20.
Well,
That was
yes,
a big
obviously,
deal.
she needed that,
Right.
but I don't know why the woman wasn't able to go in or something like that.
Right, yeah.
But that's unnecessary,
yeah.
you just, but the whole thing is the show focuses on her, the movie focuses on Evan Rachel Wood's character, and how even though they're a close-knit family, there's not a whole lot of love in there.
Oh boy, you said that right.
And she is certainly lacking a lot of emotional elements in her life, and that's where Gina Rodriguez's character comes in,
and where you have the breastfeeding
the
episode
yeah.
because of that need,
Yeah.
you know, reflecting that need.
Well, yeah, showing that her mother never gave her that need, even when she was fresh out of the oven, so to speak.
And they want you know, they'd never say hun or something like that, honey.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Winger says what? I would never do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, it shows the coldness of these characters who have to live without any sort of, without any sort of love, without any sort of emotional bonding, and they're almost with each other because she's leading such a damaged life. There's nowhere else for her to go, but with this family that is not good for her.
Yeah. Now, the epitome of the strangeness of this movie comes to me on what's seeping out of the wall. I got it. I was gonna put that up here, but I don't have it. But so they have this warehouse room that they're renting for $500, and out of the wall several times a day comes this foam.
Well, it's a bubble.
It's a bubble factory.
It's like a bubble factory or whatever. Whatever they make some sort of solution, and the foam comes down. And part of the reason they're there is so they can keep the foam off the wall.
They take their buckets and take the foam and then put it down the drain.
Yeah, which to me is insane because like a couple of yards of cardboard boxes you just set up a drain system itself. But that's I guess you could say that would be symbolic of them not being able to do things with any sort of longevity.
Sure.
You could have rigged something up
short term, yes.
that take a weekend, fix something, and then you never have to address it again. But they're incapable of doing that.
Well, I always liked the quirky family, dysfunctional family movies. I always get a big kick out of them. And then I also like the stranger motif, the person who comes in to change, who changes things. And I kind of like that, and Rodriguez does a great job with that.
Yeah.
So it's a strange movie, Kevin.
It is.
And it's called Kajillionaire.
Yes.
And let's clear that up. A Kajillionaire?
I think that's what one of the Jenners or the Kardashian is trying to go for next.
Right. So this family do not want to be Kajillionaires. They don't want to be anything like the people.
They don't want to be on anybody's radar.
Right. So they are definitely low rent. It's Kajillionaire. Kevin Carr, what grade would you award it?
Well, while I did enjoy the quirkiness and the setup, I do feel that the movie loses focus on where it's trying to go in a lot of ways. So for me, I'm going to give it a C+.
Okay, and I'm going to give it a B because it appeals to my jaded sense of humor and because I love these kind of characters. But anyway, Kajillionaire. I don't have to worry about it.
I guess I don't either.